Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Jay, and welcome to the Ship Life. So first of all, before we get started, I do want to apologize. I know I probably look a little tired, a little out of it, not as colorful as I normally look. It is about 4 a.m. at this point in time when I'm recording this video. I just want to get an update out there for everybody because I do have a flight in a couple hours from Mexico, where I'm currently at, over to the United States in order to prepare for my cruise on the world's largest cruise ship, Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, on March 4th. But anyway, guys, I do have a couple updates. We got to talk about the man overboard situation on the Carnival Valor. Come to find out, it was a misunderstanding. So I will give you guys a very brief recap and tell you what the ending result was, because it did end up more positively than a lot of people expected. We also have an update from Royal Caribbean as well, as they are doing whatever they can to help out the Ukrainian crew members during a very difficult time at the moment. As most of you know, there unfortunately is a horrific war going on between Russia and Ukraine. So Royal Caribbean is stepping up, giving the crew members a way to communicate and giving them the option to go near their home or home, wherever it is that they need. Anyway, I'll go over the details, guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. So here's the deal with the Carnival Valor. Just to give everybody a very brief recap, yesterday on February 26th, the Carnival Valor sailed out of New Orleans approximately around 3:45 p.m. An hour later, there were calls saying that there was a man overboard. A lot of people are saying somebody fell overboard. You have guests that are confirming this as well. And of course, you had the cruise line on board Carnival, the Carnival Valor. They deployed the lifeboat, and the Coast Guard was also contacted. You had the ship turn around and anchor over in the Mississippi River. They threw out the little marker. Basically, it's like I don't know, it's like ink or something like that, pretty much to kind of mark the spot where somebody could have potentially gone overboard. They were talking about getting a bigger search team, like helicopters, stuff like that. Meanwhile, there's another situation. Apparently, on the Lido deck, there was somebody that had a heart attack or something of that nature, and apparently there were two emergencies going on. So people were confusing the two, it comes out to be. Basically, what happened was there was a man that fell on the Lido deck that had heart attack like symptoms, and apparently that's what they ended up having. So you had the captain and everybody else, as far as the message that they relayed was that somebody fell. However, there was no context to it at the time, so when they hear somebody fell, they think somebody fell overboard, and this is what caused all of the confusion. So you had the Coast Guard that was searching for a couple hours, and come to find out that it would inevitably be for no reason whatsoever. Now, in this particular case, I would say this is a very good thing. Now, the man that had the heart attack, you did have the Coast Guard. They were able to transport him over to a hospital, and he is getting the care that he needs. And to my knowledge, he is expected to be fine and recover. You also have the Carnival Valor that just kind of went on its merry way and kept sailing. Now, I've been hearing so many different comments from a lot of different people. Some people are obviously relieved that they can actually get on their cruise and sail safely and have a great time. You have a lot of people that are saying that they wish they didn't book a cruise on the Carnival Valor because the ship is cursed. Or you have other people that are coming around and saying that, well, why are people getting having these situations on board cruise ships? I don't understand. Look, so here's the thing. I don't think that the Carnival Valor is cursed. You guys gotta understand, especially for me, as somebody that's worked on board cruise ships, these types of situations happen pretty much every single cruise. Well, maybe not something as serious as just like a man overboard situation, but there are people that fall down the stairs, which I believe also happened on the Carnival Valor, from what I'm understanding for some of the guests. People fall down the stairs, people have heart attacks, people have situations where they need emergency services. This stuff happens within at least, I don't know, once or twice a week on any particular sailing or every other sailing. It's a very common thing. Now, I would say that when you couple the pandemic and a lot of people maybe just are a little out of it, a little extra excited to be on a cruise, and maybe they're just not accustomed to being on a cruise how they normally were pre-pandemic, maybe that could be a cog in the mix of problems that we're dealing with and seeing more people prone to getting hurt or doing stupid things or more crazy things happening as far as these social aspects, more arguments, more people that are just a little bit more aggressive to a certain degree. Either way, you get what I'm saying. So that's the reason all this is happening. The Carnival Valor is not cursed. This is just some situations that are a little bit, I guess, a little bit more dangerous, a little bit more sad, a little bit more tragic than most. So naturally, you guys are hearing about it. But like I said, this stuff happens all the time. Maybe not to this severity, but it's just one of those things that you guys never really hear about. So when you do hear about it, it seems kind of like that one-off event, because the thing is, the cruise lines basically want to keep all this stuff concealed as possible, because the idea of a vacation, I say this all the time, is to kind of distract everybody from the reality, give the illusion of a utopic area where nothing can go wrong, which is understandable. If you guys knew every single situation that went on and took place on board cruise ships, well, you wouldn't see it as this beautiful environment. And from a branding purpose and just from an outlook as far as people wanting to enjoy their vacation, it's just, it doesn't mix well knowing everything that's happening. Anyway, I'm rambling, guys. That's what we got. We know that this came to a better ending than we had hoped. And let's hope nothing else happens on the Carnival Valor. That way people will stop thinking it's cursed. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. So let's talk about what's going on with Royal Caribbean, because I believe what they're doing is absolutely great. They are doing what they can to help out the Ukrainian crew members. And I do believe the other cruise lines, of course, especially between the big three, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and NCL, they'll probably follow suit with this same plan. So Royal Caribbean has an estimated or approximately 500 Ukrainian crew members currently on board their ships within their entire fleet. And of course, we all know what's going on with the tragic war between Russia and Ukraine. So Royal Caribbean is giving the crew members a couple different options in the event that they either want to leave, they want to start their contract early, or they just want to be able to communicate with their family. So Royal Caribbean has come out and announced that if somebody's in the middle of a contract and they're currently on board a Royal Caribbean ship now and they want to go home early, or if they want to go near Ukraine and meet with their family, be reunited with them during this horrific time in the world, which is understandable, then they can do so. Now, I will say before I touch on the other topics, I am curious to see how exactly Royal Caribbean is going to orchestrate this. Or, I mean, by that, how are they going to, is it going to affect the status of the crew members for them to go home? Because this is something that you see often. Even when people have a medical emergency, they have a family emergency, and they end up going home early. I've often seen a lot of situations where the cruise lines don't want them back, or they make a big deal about them actually leaving. It's just, I would hope that Royal Caribbean has a bigger heart, and I would assume that they would, to understand the implications in the situation that they are currently dealing with amongst their Ukrainian crew members right now, and have a little bit more empathy towards them and understanding. But anyway, the other option that they're giving them is, of course, being able to communicate with all of their family members and friends and loved ones back home. Now, this is, of course, going to be by way of Wi-Fi. From what I understand, there's other options available as well. I would just hope that for the Ukrainian crew members, maybe they've gone down the road of maybe doing like what Virgin Voyages is doing and giving crew members free Wi-Fi in order for them to be able to contact their family members back home. Maybe they got like a better grade of Wi-Fi, and that way, again, they can just go ahead and communicate with who they need to communicate with, especially during this difficult time. Now, another option that Royal Caribbean is also giving to the crew members that may be at home or in the Ukraine or in another country, just trying to avoid the situation going on over in Ukraine. They're saying, of course, if crew members want to go home, they can, but they're also saying if some crew members maybe had planned on signing on and starting their contract in the not so distant future or sometime this year, then they are going to maybe see what they can do in order to get those crew members on board and start their contracts early, which again, I think is a great idea. I'm sure at this point in time, a lot of crew members that are from Ukraine, either they want to be distracted or some do possibly want to go home, be with their families, but you have the ones that maybe they want to just kind of take their mind off of the situation and not forget about it completely, but be able to just provide for their families, do what they can, make some money. So you have some that necessarily want to be able to come back onto the ship and do what they can to provide and maybe give themselves something to do during this difficult time, instead of maybe just being focused on the tragedy that's unfortunately unfolding over in their country. But either way, guys, I do believe, like I said, this is great, and I wouldn't be very surprised if the other cruise lines don't follow suit with this as well, because obviously the Ukrainian people need whatever support and love and empathy that they can actually get. Either way, guys, of course, I'm going to wrap this video up. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Just know that I appreciate every single one of you. Like I said, I will be in a couple days. I forgot how many days that is from now, but either way, it's like 6 days until I join the world's largest cruise ship, Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, and we're marching right on to 100,000 subscribers too, guys. I'm excited. I do believe that while I'm on board this ship, because last time I was on the Carnival Mardi Gras inaugural sailing, I gained like 10,000 subscribers within that week or something like that, just under 10,000. So I believe it's very possible for me to get on Wonder of the Seas and be able to, you know, go ahead and get to that final mark so you guys can all see me cry, because that was a very big benchmark for me, and I'm very excited to be able to hit that point. But anyway, guys, I appreciate all of you. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, because some of you are not subscribed. You're going to miss out on some great videos that you will not see with any other blogger, any other content creator, and that is a promise. If you guys see my other vlogs when I'm on board cruise ships, and you guys know, and I have my girlfriend with me who is French, and maybe she gets a little seasick, but we also have a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, I'm not talking way too much. I appreciate all of you. You take care, have a great day, and I'll see you later.